Om Jananim Sharadam Devim Ramakrishnam Jagadgurum Padapadme Tayo Shritva Pranamami Muhurmuhu. How we transcend our duties and responsibilities of life and be able to dedicate ourselves entirely to transcend the nature, go beyond, enter the transcendental realm and realize God. Sri Ramakrishna is telling to the householders. And of course, householders, it is not only householders, all human beings, including monastics and all. Because now, we monastics of the Ramakrishna tradition and modern sannyasis of the various organizations are engaged in the duties of life and activities of life, and they too will have some time get enough of this, and they too will have to dedicate entirely. Most of the sadhus, when they are becoming old, they try to retire from all things. Their bodily conditions doesn't permit them to work more. Then they retire. Some of the sadhus and all we see, they work till the last moments of life, day and night, having given their body and mind to God. They don't want to take rest. They don't want to get retirement. From what shall I get retirement? This body is given to God and working for God, serving the world, seeing God in it, serving a person, seeing God in it, Him. So, can I withdraw from that? Till the last breath, till my body is able to move, let it be serving. Let it be serving. It is given once for all. Most of the Swamis we see in our order, they work till the last breath at extreme old age that they are not able to move their body. There are so many problems with the body, still they put that body to they sleep very little, asking the question to themselves, should I spend my life in sleep? Having renounced everything for God, will I spend my life in sleep? Oh, 3 hours is sufficient for this body. Rest of the life, let it work for the welfare of the world. Let it work in calling on God, in thought of God. So, to that extent, they go. Mostly, the bodily conditions alone make them withdraw from the activity. Here also Sri Ramakrishna, for the householders, when you can retire from all activities and dedicate your life, the only, earlier also Sri Ramakrishna says, when Yam asks, can I earn more money? He says, yes, provided it serves God. The earning is not the aim of life, but service to God is the. In what way? In any way you can serve. Look upon the nature, Mother Nature, as God, your own children as God, society as God, humanity as God, and serve. Serve to the last drop it is possible. So, the purpose. Now, you have been, after getting education, after entering into the family life, you have spent all the time for your own maximum. You might have done small philanthropic activities, small taking care of some ashramas or some temples or some religious activities, some philanthropic activities. You might have spent a little, but not at the cost of your own people, your own duties and responsibilities, shirking of that, not to that extent. Now, taking care of entire family and all things and proper arrangements for the future also, you are dedicated. Some, whatever remains in your hand for the... Now, you have to dedicate whole your rest of the life. It is not the wealth that matters. It is not the property or the number of children or progeny or the status of your social status. All these are secondary. Leave them aside. Your life, you and your life, the rest of your life, and yourself, all those rest of the things you're offering to God has no much relevance. Offer yourself to God. Offer your life to God. That is what the main purpose of human existence. Have no fear. Sri Ramakrishna is assuring God will help you. If you start walking towards God, He will take all the responsibility. He will make your path clear. We see Totapuri Maharaj, the Advaita Guru of Sri Ramakrishna, getting immersed in the sadhana at the early age of 9 or 10 and spending the whole life in sadhana and attaining the ultimate goal of human life as the Nirvikalpa Samadhi, the highest realization of oneness. Beyond one you cannot go. So, to the extent of that, he goes. And you see, he is not able to accept Divine Mother till he comes to Sri Ramakrishna. Even after coming to Sri Ramakrishna, giving him the Advaitic knowledge of realization, he still is in a doubt. Doubt means he is confirmed that there is nothing, everything that is duality, expresses duality is Maya. It has no value, it is nothing. It is an appearance only. But later on, he sees, he gets the vision of Divine Mother by the grace of Sri Ramakrishna. And then his whole understanding transformed. He never knew the mother had kept the whole path clean. Mother had picked up because of his sincerity, because of his dedication, because of his elevated state, because of his shunning away tearing away from the world and directing towards the divine. Mother had picked up every thorn on his path. She had filled every pit in his path and removed all the boulders and stones that would obstruct his path. Every barricade she had opened and kept, that he could, within 40 years of struggle, he could try, which takes thousands of lives of sadhana, he finishes within 40 years of his life. He could smoothly walk because mother had kept the... Similarly, if you are totally dedicated to God, not that Sukha Dukkha doesn't come to a person who is doing sadhana. It comes. Krishna tells to Uddhava in the Uddhava Gita, now you go. Krishna is leaving his body. Before that, he addresses Uddhava Gita, calls Uddhava to give his sermon to Uddhava. And he tells Uddhava, now you go to Badrika Ashramam, Badrinath, and spend your rest of life there in thought of me. And then he says, not that Sukha Dukkha doesn't come to you. It does come according to your karma. But remember, it is me who is giving. Sri Krishna is telling Uddhava, it is me who is giving the fruit of your action, Sukha Dukkha. Know that it is coming from me. Whenever Sukha comes, whenever Dukkha comes, it is coming from God. Though it is my own karma phala, it is coming from. Take it as prasad. When you take it as prasad, know that it is my grace. When you see it as prasad, Sukha Dukkha, then there is no difference between Sukha and Dukkha. You have transcended the Sukha Dukkha, you have experienced the Sukha Dukkha bodily, but you have transcended their limits and you are in bliss beyond Sukha Dukkha. So he says, Sukha Dukkha does come. We have to remember sometimes, the moment Dukkha comes, why did God give suffering to me? I was calling on God all through my life. Why did it happen? No, it happens. Because God doesn't interfere in the law of nature. He doesn't allow the nature to have some partiality. It wants all laws of the nature to be maintained as it is, but lift you to the level you are beyond the nature. So, as long as you are not transcended the nature, as long as you are in the path to that perfection, you will be subjected to all the Sukha Dukkha. But a day comes when you are transcended all that and gone beyond. So, Sri Ramakrishna is assuring here that as you go towards God, God will help you. This assurance you see given by almost all avatars, Rama also. Once a soul surrenders to me, I will take care fully. Sakradeva, once, if he becomes prapanna, totally surrendered to me, I will see that he is totally protected. That is my pratigna, that is my promise. Similarly, Krishna says, Yoga Kshemam Vahamyaham. Ma Shucha. It coming to Charma Shloka, Sarvadharman Parityaja. You see, assurance God is giving everywhere. I am there. I take care of you. I will release you from all bonds and take you beyond. Here also Sri Ramakrishna is assuring, have no fear. Finish a few duties you have at hand. Finish the few duties you have at hand, then you will have peace. We have so many duties. It is something like desires. One desire, try to fulfill, another desire seems to be coming. And that desire we feel, it is absolutely necessary. I was able to sweep the house. Now I feel vacuum cleaner is absolutely necessary. And it looks, I was able to wash my clothes in 5 minutes with my hands. Just while taking bath, half a spoon of soap powder in water. Just soak, by the time you take bath, it is ready for, just you have to rub a little and put for drying. Rinse and put for drying. Now, to do that, it takes maximum 5 minutes. And by the time you take the clothes to the washing machine, put them, leave the water in that, go on standing in front of it, putting the soap and switch it on, put for drying, how much of time it consumes, how much of energy it consumes, a machine to run the electricity. And we feel it is impossible. I need, youngsters also feel, I need washing machine. The first thing we have to understand is, can I live without it? Can I live without it? My father used to tell, always think before you buy a thing, can I live without it? So that formula, desires seem to be, we don't understand it is desire. It looks like a necessity. When we analyze and see, it is not a necessity at all. I can live without it. I can live without it. I can live without it. So here, similarly, here Sri Ramakrishna is telling, finish a few duties on hand. It looks like it is my duty, it is my duty, it is my duty. Duty seems to be never ending. I am looking after my children, they grow up and they are entered the family life and they get children and they are my grandchildren and I have to take the responsibility, I have to teach them, I have to give them. It is my responsibility. It is not their responsibility. Parents are there, still alive. And I feel it my necessity. There we have to, just like desire is, is it my, really is it my responsibility? When you analyze, what does the scripture say? Tasmat shastram pramanam te karya vibhagayoho. Bhagavad Gita Sri Krishna says, see what is your duty and what is not your duty. You refer to the scriptures, what they have got to say. And then in Taittiriya Upanishad, when the disciple is going, whenever you get a doubt, see how elders have done. How elders have done. In the same circumstances, how did they take the decision? Beautifully, it is there in Taittiriya Upanishad. The disciple is leaving the, going away from the teacher after finishing his education. Last advices, Satyam Vada, Dharmam Chara, and all that. Whenever you get a doubt in your life regarding the secular matter or spiritual matter, regarding your sadhana or the duties of life, whenever you get this doubt, you see how we people, as your elders, have taken the decision. Then you will understand, oh, I have no duty towards my grandchildren. Except perhaps a humanitarian ground, when my children are totally helpless because of disease or something, not because they don't have time, they have to earn their money. No, they are also have to put limit. They are totally bedridden, are not able to take it, and they have requested to take care of the grandchildren till they become all right. Then we can help them in humanitarian or arrange for their. When they are capable of arranging themselves, independent of you, let them do. They have money, they have means, they have contacts. If they can do, it is good. And there we have to see that. It looks like I have responsibility, it's my duty. How just like desires go on pulling, the duties also never ending. One duty is over, another duty is coming. One duty is over, another. That is why time of retirement is kept. Any office you join the job, time of retirement is there. After that, you are not. If the owner feels helpless in his going, a request, will you wait for one more year? Can you give me an opportunity to get a replacement for you? Will you continue your job, please? Requests as a gratitude, as a help, as a I'm still able to do, and if I don't do, it will harm him. In some grounds, I may extend it for a year or so. There also very careful that he is able to manage the affairs in my absence also. Suppose I was dead, what he would have done? Would have become so helpless, like requesting me? Then we will understand. We have no recurring duties. We don't have duties which is beyond our what scriptures say or what our elders have lived. The main thing is goal must not be forgotten. Every duty comes as a need, every desire comes as a need and makes us forget our goal. We must be very sincere to our goal. I have to realize God before the body falls off. At least know who am I in this body. How I separate from the body entirely when I sleep. I have no connection with the body. If nature doesn't bring me back to waking state, I have no means to come back also. So much of separation from the body. Who am I in this body? What is my relationship with this body? Why did I get this body? Where am I going to leave it and go away? So this, I must know myself. I must know God. I must dedicate my life to God. This is the main purpose for which human life is given, to transcend the nature and go beyond and live a decent life when we are here in this world, serving others. So, we see, finish the few duties you have at hand, that is, to look after the children, make them settled in their life, and see that some provision is done for your own old age and your life partner to be safe till the end of the life. Then you will have peace. Your work is over. Your duties in this world is over. All God had given a few children, they are standing on their own legs, they are established in their family life. Totally withdraw. Your duty is over. And you make arrangements for small things that you need in your life. A small kutia to live, a little means to feed your bodily needs and in case of sickness. But this also, you have to see that you are more dependent on God, because participation, divine interference and nature's help must be there for us to overcome all these things. It will not do, I've got some money, I'm safe. No. It is one of the, just a support, external support, as if, but my whole dependence is on God, who can do and undo anything to help his devotee. So my dependence is on God, my support of life is God, and everything I'm constantly dwelling in God, not dwelling in a house, dwelling in God. I live here in this house, but I am dwelling in God. I mean, because you don't have other duties and responsibilities now, fill your awareness with the divine. Let you be divine conscious, like Sri Ramakrishna used to be there from his childhood. He is in divine consciousness. He is filled with divine awareness. Like that, be in divine awareness. Everything will be taken care. Nature is there to protect in every way, because her plan of the nature is to evolve, evolution. You have to reach the source back. That is what the nature expects. So nature is always helping. The moment you start going towards the divine, all the possible ways the nature can help you starts helping. Divine interference will be there, so that there will be no obstructions in your smooth moving towards the divine. And your health and Your, your health is such that you are able to do all things. If your health is not there, God gives the strength to bear it calmly and still be dedicated to your sadhana. Everything will be taken care. That's what Sri Ramakrishna is telling. That gives you peace. The peace comes, then you will have peace. Finish the few duties that you have on hand. This is an important instruction. I'm repeating it many times because this is an important instruction of Sri Ramakrishna to the householders. There must be inner peace, inner joy, inner contentment always. You must be contented within yourself. You must have inner peace and inner joy. It should not depend on the external things, even bodily condition. Three things constantly shake us is the situations of life, where I am placed, what is the circumstances, what is the situation of my life. Something serious may happen, like accidents, this, that, and all. Something, I may have to change the job. I may be deprived of a job somewhere. I am searching for other places. These are situations of life. My child might have done some mistake and from school he has been expelled. These are all serious situations of life we have to handle. It should not affect your inner peace and inner joy. Favorable situations will give you strength. Unfavorable situations also, it should not affect your inner peace and inner joy. You have duties to perform. You have to run about. You have to be very active. You may have to beg someone. You may have to go and meet some certain people for the situation's sake. But that should not affect your inner peace and inner joy. Situations life. And then second thing is the people around. They have so many demands. One is telling this one, other is telling the other exactly opposite. There are demands. There are comments. So, see how is she doing? What is she doing? What is he doing? Why is he doing? All these things. And expectations. They will have expectation. That person has to do for this thing for me. That person, another person has to do this for me. Expectations. It is his duty, it is her duty. All these expectations. This should not affect you. Comments, expectations, and demands of the people should not affect your inner peace. You have duties to perform in all cases. You have to answer them, you have to convince them, you have to transform them. Everything you have to do without losing the inner peace and inner joy. This is an important part that we have to maintain. Sri Ramakrishna is telling, once your duties are over, you will not be much concerned about. Still, you live in a society. You have to live with others. It's a community life. In somewhere or the other in society you have to live. You have to get things for your life. You have to see outside. And it should not affect you. You get peace and protect that peace within. You get peace, you see that it is not affected by anything external. Then you will have peace. When the mistress of the house goes to bathe, after finishing her cooking and other household duties, she won't come back, however you may shout after her. And we see he is giving a normal, common example from the day-to-day life of the householder. The household lady, she is supposed to take the responsibility of the whole house from morning getting up before children and family people get up. She gets up and start working. She has to give morning tiffin, keep everything ready for their bath, this, that and all, their clothes washed and kept ready. And all this she goes on doing. Afternoon, noon food also she prepares and everything is done. Now finally she goes to take bath. Then people call, she will not turn back. I've done all my duties now. Let them shout, I don't mind. They'll be shouting behind, please come, 1 minute, this work, please give me this and go. No, I have done everything. Don't disturb him. Now time is over. So she goes. This is the example. People you have finished all your duties. People have something to comment upon you. Don't worry. Don't get affected by that. Something or the other will come in opposing it, disturbing you. Don't get disturbed. Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Tat Sat Shri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu.